Everything is made of the same stuff. And I don't mean in a mental sense like, oh, yeah, right, because we're all made of atoms or something. I mean, like, for example, like my headphones. These are made of the same stuff as my face. And you're probably like, no, no, those are plastic and your face is skin. Are you insane? That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that when you stop thinking about things like skin and plastic and you look at the fact of bare life, like existence, and that there's not much difference between what this is, which you would call like a sentient life form, in that it can think, it can speak, wow, big deal, and these which are non-sentient, it's inert, it doesn't move. However, here's the thing, is that within or underneath or somehow, within this headphones and within this face, it's the same matter. It's the same stuff. It's really the same stuff. And like, what? It's not that these are like, okay, yeah, bump, bump, bump. I can hit my head with these, right? I could, let them drop them and they're going to fall because of gravity and they're not connected to my body, of course. All right. I'm not crazy here. But at the same time, like, this has as much life force or consciousness or something like that as I do. This is just as alive as I am. This has its personality just like I do. And it's not like, and this is why, I guess, I'll take this in a direction. This is why we should, and I'm not going to say should, this is why it makes sense to take care of, not only, we don't even know how to take care of each other as people, but to take care of our environment and the things that are in it. And it's like, you could take this and throw it across the room if you wanted to, carelessly. You could also just gently put it down. And that type of like taking care, maybe it doesn't matter. You say, who freaking cares? Just smash the thing, But at the same time, if you're gonna be a jerk, you're just gonna be a jerk. And it's not going to matter if it's a headphones or if it's a person. You're going to say, oh, who cares about those people? Freaking smash them anyway. Like, you're not going to be a good person if you can't tell the difference between, or if you can't treat sorry, I have distractions going. If you can't treat your environment well, because you're looking at that. You're looking at yourself, baby. You're looking at yourself. No different than you are. Hello, and we're picking on the headphones here, but just take this. This is a relic. This is a wallet. A wallet, which like no one uses anymore. This is a wallet with cards in it. So, but anyways, this has just as, I mean, not only does this have its own vitality and life force, just like I do, and it's made of the same stuff as me. And this wallet, I mean, this was made out of probably like a cow's skin, and I'm made out of human skin. So now you really can see it. These are not different. This is a cow skin, and this is human skin. That's freaking weird. And this is the last wallet I will ever own, by the way. The thing is, and sidetrack, I bought this wallet because I was really into buying. I was like buying things for life. So I will spend, whether this was $50 or $100 maybe on a wallet, if it's the only wallet I'm ever going to need to buy. I don't need to buy a cheap $30 wallet that's fake leather and it falls apart. Just buy one that's really well made. Problem is that this thing is so well made that I've had it for like 15 years and it still looks brand new. It is not, like, this thing will last way longer than I do. So buying it for several lifetimes, which is pretty cool. That is pretty cool, and I think that's also, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole nother subject. Like, you're saying, yeah, it's just the same. It's just the same stuff. Same stuff. It's all the same stuff, right? The air is too. It's all the same stuff. So this is, I mean, this might sound dumb. This might seem like super basic. You're like, oh yeah, no freaking, obviously, duh. But it's, I mean, is it though? Because if you really knew that, and if you really knew that, you would not treat anyone or anything carelessly or recklessly or badly, right? So it's actually not, I mean, it's a basic lesson, but it's also a fundamentally important one. Uh, Partly just because okay, this is not, I'm not going to be on some sort of moral crusade. I can just talk about how things are. It doesn't need to be, oh, well, if you want to be a good person and treat people well. Well, no, I mean, this is just how things are. You can say until you're blue in the face, no, 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 those are headphones. No, 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 those are made of plastic. You could say anything you want. But at the end of the day, you have to know that the word headphones was just invented by humans to describe something that happens to be a thing that goes on your head and it looks like a certain shape and it's music comes out of it into your ears, right. So and that didn't exist before. Now it does, and it might not exist in the future, so it's temporary. Like headphones, maybe 100 years from now there won't be such a thing as headphones. Maybe music gets delivered into our brains in other ways. So it's like a temporary form that we've given a name, and it's made of the same stuff as we are. Isn't that weird? And it's real for a time. It's real as for a time. And like everyone has agreed to call it headphones, and we agree that that's what it is, and we know that's what it is. Just like, but not everyone knows that. People who live in uncontacted tribes in the Amazon rainforest, they might not know about it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Depends on if they've talked to people who've named these and used them, and we decide that's what it is. Headphones, headphones, headphones. It doesn't matter though. It's the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. Headphones are the same as people. I mean, getting a little too worked up about this. I'm going to sign off now.